Ann Sieg here with Listing Logistics Part 4, Seller Policies and Preferences. You're almost there. In Part 4 of Listing Logistics, you're going to learn how to finish off a listing and submit it for sale on eBay. You'll know how to establish firm policies and communicate them effectively to your customers while protecting you from unnecessary returns and refunds.
Hello, we are ready for our fourth and final listing logistics video. This one is about setting your listing preferences so that they appear automatically in your account listings, as well as going into your account settings and setting some preferences there too. Go to ebay.com and log in. In the upper left corner where it says Hi and your seller name, click the triangle drop-down menu and select Account Settings. On the resulting page, there are 4 tabs: Activity, Messages, Account, and Applications. Select Account. The resulting page will have a menu of links on the left-hand side where you can enter your personal information such as your email, your mailing address, your billing information, communication preferences, and those sorts of things. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on site preferences. These are the settings that will affect the way your storefront appears to your visitors. Scroll down and select Site Preferences. When it opens, go to the far right of the page and locate the blue Show All link. Click that link to show the entire list of selling preferences by category. On the far right side of each row, you'll see a blue link labeled Show, Hide, or Edit, and you can use those to make your changes.
Hey Aaron, sorry to interrupt. This is Justin Gehring, Ann Sieg's webmaster. I know some people watching this video right now are wondering, why don't my site preferences look like the site preferences on Aaron's screen? And it's about to get a little bit more confusing because she's going to ask you to click into an area that you can't click into if you're seeing a screen that looks like this. The answer to that question is that your eBay account is in buyer-only mode if you're seeing an account preferences area, site preferences area that looks like this. To solve that problem, you need to switch from a buyer-only eBay account to a seller eBay account, and that's not hard to do at all. The easiest way to get started with the process is to click this seller dashboard, which will take you into a screen that asks you to update your information. Once you get through the update information process and complete the verification processes with eBay, you will see those site preferences unlock. The other way to get there, if for some reason you are getting stuck, is to try to simply sell an item. So if you come up here to Activity Sell and say Sell an Item, you're going to end up in that exact same place because you haven't yet activated the seller features within your eBay account. So be sure to do that before continuing with the rest of the video if you aren't seeing the site preferences. Otherwise, you're just going to find yourself more confused. And with that, Aaron, I'll give it back to you. Thanks.
To keep it simple, I've included 3 screenshots. There'll be 3 different screens in a row. And you'll be able to change the settings and match what you see on the screen. In the first screenshot here, go down the list and change your settings to match what you see here, and you'll see yes, no, blank, a blank checkbox, things like that. Match those, what you see on the screen, with what you have in your account. In the shipping preferences section, scroll down to the Exclude shipping locations from your listings heading, and when you click yes, like I have there, it should pop open another page. If it doesn't, click the edit link out to the right to pop it open. Again, what you see on this screenshot, you want to match it. What you're seeing here is a list of exclusions, meaning a list of places you will not be shipping to. It will block the buyers whose primary shipping address is in a location that you don't ship to. These exclusions will be applied, and they'll be the default setting that you'll see this when we get over to the listing page, but we're setting the default here. So you can make changes on the fly in individual product listings if you want to change this, but by default it's going to basically automatically be there for you. Click the blue Apply button when you're done, and you should be taken back to the main preferences page again, and you should be able to then continue on to screenshot number 3. Here is screenshot 3. Continue moving through the preference settings and match your eBay site preference settings to what you see on the screen here. When you're done, I'm going to take you through a mock listing that I started earlier and show you how to finish off your listing. So the changes you just made in your site preferences will be reflected throughout your eBay site, including your listing page. Here, I'm showing you an example of the mock listing that I made, and we're going to further set some policies right here in the actual listing. You remember in the last video, I showed you how to fill in the product details of a listing, and now we're going to move down the listing page just below where the product details were, the next section down, and this is where you're going to enter the price that you calculated for your product. For this example, my price is $63.87, and I have clicked the fixed price tab because I don't want to offer it as an auction where people can bid on it. So make sure that you click the fixed price tab, and you can ignore eBay's quote-unquote suggestion on how to price your items. They just do that there for, as a suggestion. You don't need to do that because we're using our own system of pricing. So continue down the listing. You'll see best offer is used for auction, and we don't want that, so leave that box unchecked. Always list a quantity of 1. You can set the duration of your listing to run for a certain amount of days, but I recommend 30. You can change it using the drop-down menu if you want to do a shorter period. Next, select how you'll be paid by your customers. I've chosen PayPal, so I enter a valid PayPal email, and that's what you would do as well, so that you can receive the funds when your product sells. The next box I have checked, but it is something you may want to test out on your own. You'll either want to uncheck it or check it. Checking the box means that the person must immediately pay. In other words, they can't buy and then sit on it for a day or two before they decide if they're actually going to pay. Below the payment section is where you will set your shipping preferences and details. I showed you how to select Amazon items above $35 so you could get free shipping. That way you can also offer free shipping to your buyers. People like to have free shipping, so this is a good move. Using the drop-down menu, select flat cost. That means it's the same cost to all buyers. Then standard shipping, 1 to 5 business days, and check the free shipping box out to the right. For handling time, you want to select 3 business days, and you can probably skip that next part. So we're going to move down to the, hang on just a second. There's the blue link there. It says create/edit exclusion list. That's that checkbox that we just did, that pop-out window in the previous section where I had you do like different countries that you're not going to ship to. We set that, and its default is already set. And that's why the link is there, in case you want to change what you have there. So you don't need to really do anything there. So we are ready to move on to the next little section there. And you're going to fill in the city, state, and zip if it's not already showing. You just put, Kentucky, USA, or wherever it is that you want, really. It just tells the buyer approximately where the product is going to be shipped from. Technically, it's not shipping from your city unless you live right next to the warehouse that's Amazon is using. So this really doesn't matter, this section here. You could just pick a zip code in the middle of the United States and put that there, and it really isn't going to matter. In this final section, match what you see on the screen. As far as your return policy, you have to accept the fact that we are all human and we change our minds. Sometimes we need or want to return something after we buy it, even if it's not defective. And it only happens about 5 to 10% of the time. But it's recommended that you choose at least a minimum 14-day return policy on your eBay listings. That gives them 14 days to, once they receive it, once they purchase it, to decide if they're going to keep it or return it for whatever reason. But if you increase that to 30 days, not only is it more in keeping with Amazon's return time frame of 30 days, but it's one of the factors that Cassini rewards in its search algorithm, which would push you up higher than your competitors for the same product. So if somebody has 14 days and you have 30 days and you're both selling the exact same product at the same price, chances are that a person is going to feel more comfortable knowing they have a little extra time in there. It's just, it's kind of a psychological thing. So it could tip things in your favor if you put it out to 30 days instead of 14, but that's your call. There's only a few more steps to cover, so click the blue Continue button to move to the very last screen and review your listing. You can skip the default eBay message in gold at the top. The next section lets you know if there was an insertion fee of 30 cents charged to you. Every month you get the first 50 listings free, and 30 cents is charged if you go over the 50. It's just 30 cents per listing. So it'll let you know right there in that section if you were charged 30 cents or not. Scroll down to the very last section. There's a checkbox allowing you to relist your product automatically for free, meaning no 30-cent charge. You can do that up to 3 times if your item doesn't sell during the 30 days, if you've set your duration to 30 days. So go ahead and check that. I recommend you then click Preview your listing before you click the blue List Your Item button. I make a habit of doing this, and I caught myself many times about to list a product that had errors. So I always preview my listings, and I recommend that you do that as well to check for accuracy of your listing. You can, if that happens and you get your listing up and then you go, oh my goodness, I've got some errors here, you can revise it. But it's best if you can put it out there good to go right from the beginning. So, but if there is an error, you preview it and there is an error, click the Edit button, which is right next to the Preview Your Listing button, and fix the errors. So then click Preview again and make sure, double check and make sure that your edits just did what they were supposed to and that all looks well. And then you're ready to click the blue List Your Item button. I'll see you in the next video where I'm going to take you through the entire process of listing in one sitting, start to finish. From titles to photos, to product details, to pricing and policies, and finally, listing an item for sale on eBay. Take care.